Hello class and welcome back to Idakshana. I hope you guys are enjoying the coding tutorials, and in this journey I am here with a new tutorial in JavaScript. So in this tutorial we are going to cover about document object model, which in short we call as DOM. So the topics which we are going to cover in this tutorial are what is DOM, then DOM structure, then what are nodes in DOM, then DOM elements and how the events work in DOM with the help of methods. Then we will see what properties are used by DOM and how DOM manipulation is done, and finally DOM styling. So one by one we will cover all the topics, and the starting three topics will be theoretical one, and then afterwards the topics are going to be practical topics. So we will be doing programs with each topic, and in the end we will have a mini project. Okay, and this tutorial is going to be a long one, so watch it from beginning to end because you are going to grab something important in this tutorial which is useful for your web development. So let's start the topic. तो शुरू करते हैं आज का tutorial. So now let us see what is DOM. So DOM stands for Document Object Model, okay, and it allows programs and scripts to dynamically access and update the content, structure and style of a document. Okay, so with the help of definition, we can understand that DOM works as an interface between your program and the document. Okay, so with the help of this definition, we can understand that DOM is working as a bridge between your programs and your document, right? And we all know that JavaScript is a very powerful scripting language, and with the help of JavaScript we can create all the HTML as well as CSS, right, with the help of scripting language. But to do that we need some kind of interface which help JavaScript to access and update the content of a document. Okay, and for this we use DOM, which is Document Object Model. Okay, so we can say that if we want JavaScript to interact with HTML and CSS, we need a bridge. Okay, and this bridge is called as DOM. Now let us see the structure of DOM. Alright guys, so here is the DOM structure, and let us see what DOM structure is. The DOM structure represents the hierarchy, okay, of HTML element as nodes in a tree format. Okay, so हमारा जो DOM structure होगा वो एक ट्री के फॉर्म में होगा, एंड जो भी HTML elements होंगे वो इस ट्री के nodes होंगे. ओके, द रूट नोड इज द डॉक्यूमेंट. सो हमारा जो रूट नोड होगा उसे हम लोग डॉक्यूमेंट बोलते हैं, एंड एवरीथिंग एल्स फॉर एग्जांपल एलिमेंट्स, एट्रीब्यूट्स, टेक्स्ट, पैराग्राफ, डिव, ये सब ब्रांचेस होंगी आउट फ्रॉम देयर. ओके, सो अगर हम लोग इस ट्री में इस रूट को कंसिडर करें, देन दिस इज द रूट नोड एंड वी कॉल दिस डॉक्यूमेंट. ओके, and its branches are the nodes. Okay, and these nodes are elements, HTML elements. Now if we see this program, then here you can see that first line is doc type HTML. Okay, so this doc type is our root node. Okay, then is your HTML tag, and inside it we have head tag. Inside head we have our title tag. Then your head tag is closed, and inside HTML tag you have your body tag. Inside body you have heading tag and paragraph tag. You can have multiple divs inside this body tag, right? Then your body tag is closed and your HTML tag is also closed. So this is a very simple structure of a DOM, and we can see the hierarchy of this program in this figure. So here you can see document is our root node, and inside document you have HTML, right? Inside HTML you have head. Inside head you have title and meta tag. Meta tag is all about information about your web page. Okay, so inside meta tag, suppose आपने कोई वेब पेज डिजाइन किया and you want that आपका नाम उस पेज पे as a author mention हो, then you can write in that meta tag like this, meta. Okay, then name equal author. Okay, and content equal your name, suppose E Dakshina, and then close the meta tag. Okay, so this is inside head tag, and you can use multiple meta tag with all the information of your web page, like you can mention the viewport for your web page, then page description also. Basically in meta tag you are telling browser or any search engine that what your page is all about. Okay, then is your body tag, and inside body you use h1 element, then paragraph element, div element, and these all are nodes. So this is the basic structure of DOM. And alright guys, here's the next topic, document object model nodes. Okay, so let us see what DOM nodes are. So nodes are the fundamental building blocks that represent different parts of an HTML document, and each node in the DOM represents a piece of document structure and content. Okay, so nodes हमारे किसी भी HTML document के fundamental blocks होते हैं. Now let us see what different types of DOM nodes are. So the first one is document node. So in document node we have our entire HTML page, right? Then is your element node. In element node we have all our elements like paragraph, div, and anchor tag. Okay, so these all represent element node. Then we have our attribute node. So what are attribute node? Suppose you are using any image tag, right? Then from where this image is going to be uploaded, we pass the path in src, right? So this src is the additional information about this image tag, and this src is called as attribute node. Okay, same way for anchor tag we have href, which is attribute of anchor tag. Okay, then is your text node. So all the text which we are using in HTML page is represented by text node. Then is your comment node. So all those important comment which we provide for other developers is represented by comment node. Okay, so we write comment like this. Okay, so we can place any comment here, and so you can comment here like this is okay my comment. Okay, now the last one, document fragment node. Okay, so it is like a container. Okay, and when the page start increasing in structure and its content, okay, then we have lot of divs, paragraphs, anchor, lists, headings, right? So हम लोग क्या करते हैं, we create document fragment which is a lightweight container, and we place all those divs, anchors, and paragraphs, all the headings in that document fragment. So this helps to improve the performance of our web page. Okay, so this was all about DOM nodes, and now we will see DOM elements. Alright guys, so here is the mini project which we are going to develop. Okay, and the concept behind this mini project is to share your old books or any type of books on this app. Okay, and anybody can get it for free by contacting the book owner, and anybody can fill up the book details and upload the book on this app. And if you want to search the book by city near about your place, then you can search the book by entering the city name in the search bar field. Okay, so we are covering the rest of the DOM topics in this mini project. So before we start, I have a request that you open your laptop and try to code with me so that you have a better understanding of this mini project. And you can also add, yes, you have developed a project in JavaScript. Okay, so let's start the project. Alright guys, so here is the VS Code, and we are going to use VS Code for developing our Bookshare app. Okay, so I have created a folder named Bookshare app, and you can see it on the middle of VS Code tab. Okay, inside it I have a books folder in which I have few images, and I'm going to use this. Okay, so let's start developing our app. And here is the first file, index.html. So I have created index.html. Now the main focus will be on JavaScript, okay, because this is our JavaScript tutorial series, and I hope you guys know HTML and CSS. But if you don't know, then you don't have to worry about it. I'm going to tell you everything. Okay, so open your laptops so that you also code with me. So the first line I'm going to write is doc type HTML. So it tells the browser that we are going to use HTML type document. Okay, then is our HTML. Okay, and language equals EN. So this tells the browser that we are going to use English as a language for our code. Okay, Then we have our head tag, and here HTML is the root element. Okay, so if you don't know anything about HTML and you are using VS Code, if you hover over those elements, see I hover over this HTML, so you can see the MDN reference definition what HTML is. Okay, if I hover over it head, you can see that it represents a collection of metadata for the document. Okay, so metadata is basically the description of your page. It tells the browser what type of page you are going to use. Okay, and whatever you write in metadata, it doesn't show on your web page. Okay, so let us see. And inside head we have title, so I'm giving the title book share. Okay, and now I'm going to write some metadata, so we write it using meta tag, meta char set equals UTF-8. So it means that this page is using Unicode transformation format 8 type of encoding. So it means हमारा जो पेज है वो UTF-8 encoding को यूज करेगा for character encodings. So it simply means हमारा जो कंप्यूटर है ओके वो बाइनरी डेटा को अंडरस्टैंड करता है, राइट. सो व्हेन वी राइट मेटा char set इक्वल टू UTF-8, सो ये एक स्टैंडर्ड कैरेक्टर एनकोडिंग है जिसका यूज ब्राउजर करते हैं. ओके, सो कैरेक्टर मींस योर नंबर्स, योर वर्ड्स और एनी सिंबल्स विच वी आर यूजिंग इन अवर दिस पेज. सो वो सब 0 और 1 के फॉर्मेट में UTF-8 के थ्रू एनकोड होंगे. ओके, नाउ नेक्स्ट मेटा टैग इज नेम इक्वल ऑथर, content equal e dakshina. Okay, and close the meta tag. Next you can write meta tag name equal description. Here you can write content equal, you can write about page description, like this is book sharing app. Okay, then you can write meta name equal, here I have used double quotes 2 times, viewport content equals width. Okay, and this is going to be equal to device width. Okay, so viewport क्या होता है? viewport हमारा जो डिवाइस है उसकी सेटिंग्स होती हैं. सो हमने क्या किया, हमारा जो कंटेंट है उसकी जो विड्थ होगी वो डिवाइस की विड्थ के अकॉर्डिंग सेट हो जाएगी. सो हो सकता है हम ये ऐप मोबाइल में देखें या किसी आईपैड में देखें या लैपटॉप पे और कंप्यूटर. सो दिस विड्थ इज गोइंग टू एडजस्ट according to the device width. Okay, comma initial scale 1.0, then close the tag. Okay, so initial scale means initially 100% zoom level होगा हमारे पेज का. okay, जो भी डिवाइस होगा उसके अकॉर्डिंग. सो सपोज इफ वी राइट 2.0 देन 200% जूम लेवल होगा पेज का. ओके, सो इसको 1.0 रहने देते हैं. सो दीज आर द मेटा टैग्स एंड यू विल नॉट सी देम ऑन द ब्राउजर. ओके, they are just used by the browser engine. Now few other meta tags are link tag. Okay, rel represent for relation, it is a attribute. Okay, and relation किस टाइप का, style sheet which we are going to use. Okay, then href link of the style sheet we will pass here. अभी हम लोगों ने स्टाइल शीट क्रिएट नहीं करी है, मीन CSS फाइल अभी क्रिएट नहीं करी है. ओके, बाद में करेंगे हम लोग. सो दीज आर द इंपॉर्टेंट मेटा टैग्स विच वी यूज इनसाइड आवर हेड टैग. देन इज योर बॉडी टैग, एंड इनसाइड बॉडी वी डिजाइन आवर होल पेज. सो सपोज आई राइट e dakshina. Okay, and save it. So if we run this, okay, so I am running the live server. So you can see the output e dakshina at the topmost left side, right, and title on the title bar. Okay, book share. Now suppose I write something here, good evening class. Okay, and save it. Now you can see that in my VS Code I have written good evening class in the new line, right, but in browser the output is coming just after the e dakshina. Means the default way of showing output in browser window is from left to right. Okay, so this was all basic HTML, and now we are going to create our Bookshare app. Okay, so I am removing all this. So inside body I am going to use header. Okay, and inside header I am using h1 heading tag, and here I will write Bookshare and save it. Now you can see h1 heading Bookshare. Okay, all right, so we have written the heading for our app. Okay, so in screenshot we can see the design of our app. So we have written Bookshare. Okay, we have used dash in between book and share. Now we are going to create this upload book container. Okay, so this upload book is a div, and inside div we have all this heading, input type fields and button field. Okay, so let us create this. All right, so comment here upload container. Okay, then open a div and its id equal upload container. Inside it I am using another div and its id equal upload section. Okay, so div is just like a container or any box in which we adjust our all design. Okay, so I have divided this app in three portions. This is one div, okay, of upload book. Then search by city is in another div section, and available books is in another div section. You can design according to yourself. Okay, there is no compulsion on you to use only this design. If you can design more better than this, then that is also very good, and you can share it with me. So I have taken two divs, and first used only to display the margin. Okay, and second div is inside the first div. Okay, which is upload section, and upload section contain all this. So inside upload section, so I have heading here as to upload book. Okay, and save it, and if you want to see the result, you can see Bookshare and upload book. Okay, then I have input tag for input fields. So input type equals text, placeholder equals, so I have to see the image, book title. Okay, then book author, then your contact info. So first one is book title required. Okay, so when we write required, it means browser is going to validate this input type text field. Okay, that you have to fill the book title before submitting the form. Okay, otherwise it will show the error. Okay, and now let us give the id name book title. Okay, so we can copy paste this line and change these fields. So book author and your contact info. And id to book author. So id equals contact info. Okay, so till now we have created three fields, and we can see this in our browser: book title, book author and your contact info. Okay, so we have two more fields, and we can use copy paste again. So copy, so paste here two times. Okay, now we have city and browse field. Okay, and then we have a button. So id is book city, and here we can write instead of title city. Okay, then we have a browse field. So instead of text we are going to use file. Okay, so the type will be file, any image file, and its id is book thumbnail. Okay, we will remove this placeholder from here. Okay, and save it. So now you can see we have all the input fields. Okay, let's add the button also. So for adding button we use button tag. Okay, button id equals upload btn. Okay, so we can write here upload book and button tag close. So now we can see our button also. Currently nothing will happen on the click of this button. Okay, all right, so our first section code of upload book is complete, and one thing is left here. When we click on this browse button, you can see here all files can be selected, right? But we only want image files. Okay, so what we are going to do is, in our input type file id equal to book thumbnail, we are going to write accept only image. Okay, and we use / and star called as wildcard. Okay, so when we write like this, now this file will only accept all the images. It can be jpg, png, any kind of image only. Okay, so if we again browse, now you can see it is only selecting image file right here. Okay, all right, so let us now write the code for search by city. Okay, so we can comment here search by city, and I'm going to take new div, so div open and close. Okay, and I'm giving the id name city search container. Okay, inside it I'm using input tag, type equals text, id equal city search bar. Okay, and placeholder name में search by city, close the input tag. Okay, so we have created our another div for city search container, so we can see this in the screenshot of our app. So we have completed these two portions of our Bookshare app. Now we are going to cover the third portion. Okay, so this is also another div. Save it and we can see here search by city. Okay, all right, so comment again here books list. Okay, and we are going again to take a div. Inside div id equals books list. Okay, now here we will give heading h2 available books. Okay, save it and we can see the heading here. Now below our heading we are going to use unordered list. Okay, so you can see the definition of ul element represent a list of items. Okay, where order of items is not important. Okay, so let us give the id name equals book list and close the ul tag. so unordered list में हमारे जो items का order है वो important नहीं होता है. Okay, and here between unordered list the data will be coming dynamically. Okay, so let us comment here book list will be updated dynamically. So we will see this concept also, but suppose we want to see some data right now, so we can use list. Okay, so li element represent a list item and its parent element is ol or ul. Okay, so if we have to use li tag, then we have to use ul or ol as parent element. Okay, without it we cannot use it. So we can write here book one, we can copy paste this, save it, and you can see here book one 3 times. And if you want this in order, then use ol instead of ul. Okay, now you can see 1 2 3 in serial order. Okay, so we are using ul and we can remove this. So our web page HTML code is complete, and now we are going to use the style sheet for styling our web page. Okay, so CSS simply means to make your page colorful, interactive. तो चलिए कलर भरते हैं अपने वेब पेज पे. ओके, ऑलराइट गाइस, सो वी हैव रिटन अवर HTML file. Now we will write our CSS. So create a file style.css. Okay, in this file we are going to give style to our elements. Okay, style to our elements. Okay, so first I am using body element. So for body I am using font family. Okay, and I am using this Arial, Helvetica and sans serif. Then I am giving margin and giving its value 0 pixel. Okay, and padding also 0 pixel. Okay, so now let us see what all these styles are. So font family, हम जो भी font use करते हैं अपने web page पे. Okay, different style के font होते हैं. So these Arial, sans serif, all these names represent those फॉन्ट. ओके, और हमने यहाँ पे 3 फॉन्ट क्यों लिए हैं? सपोज ब्राउजर को एरियल फॉन्ट नहीं मिला, then it will use Helvetica, and if it doesn't get this font also, then it will use sans serif. Okay, and by the way, fonts Arial font is common and we get it easily. Okay, then is your margin. So margin क्या होता है? So let us see what margin is. Okay, many of you know this, but I am telling this for those who don't know. Okay, so suppose this is your HTML page. Okay, and this is your body. Now this body has border also. Okay, you can see that. So this is the border and you can see this space. Okay, so this space is the margin. Okay, I'm writing in short M. So space around the element border is called margin. Okay, so इस border के बाहर जो space है वो margin है इस body के लिए. अब इसको मुझे रिमूव करना है। सो मैंने क्या किया, 0 पिक्सल कर दिया। सो अब क्या होगा, ये जो बॉडी है इट विल एक्सपेंड फ्रॉम ऑल दी साइड, ओके, एंड ये पूरा इस HTML पेज को कवर कर लेगी, okay. All right, now let us see what padding is, okay. So remove all this. So this is your body, okay, and inside body you can have different kinds of elements like paragraph, button, div, okay. And so suppose you have any div, okay, so let me draw it. This is one div, okay, so this is one div inside your body. Now so this space, okay, between the body and its content is called padding, okay. So इसको हम लोग P से डिनोट कर देते हैं, and this space is called margin. So body border के जो बाहर space हम create करते हैं वो margin हो गया, और body के अंदर अगर कोई element है या कोई content है उसके around जो space create करेंगे वो padding हो जाती है, okay. So all this is padding. एंड व्हेन वी राइट पैडिंग 0 पिक्सल इट मीन्स कि हमको ये स्पेस रिमूव करना होगा। सो हमारी डिव जो है वो अब यहाँ से शो करेगी, ओके, समथिंग लाइक दिस। एंड व्हेन वी राइट 0 पिक्सल इट मीन्स टॉप से 0 पिक्सल, ओके, राइट साइड से 0 पिक्सल, बॉटम से 0 पिक्सल एंड लेफ्ट से 0 पिक्सल, ओके। सो क्लॉकवाइज ऑर्डर में हमारा साइज को एडजस्ट करते हैं, ओके, चाहे पैडिंग हो और मार्जिन हो या कोई भी अदर एलिमेंट हो, स्पेस इज एडजस्ट क्लॉकवाइज, ओके। एंड वी कैन सी दिस in our browser also. So this was our index.html file, okay, and currently we cannot see the body border because we have not given any style, okay. So in index.html we have to give the file name here on line number 8, style.css, okay, then save it. So you can see there is a slight change, right? It has shift towards left. Let me show you again. If I remove this and save it, you can see font is changed. There is a gap from left side, right? And if I add the style and save it, now you can see font is changed as well as the space from left is also removed, okay. So body style has been attached with the HTML page. Now if you want to see body border, then you can add the border, okay, of suppose 2 pixel. Then you can give border color, suppose I'm giving blue violet color, okay. Then you have to give border style solid, okay, save it, and you can see the border, okay, from all side, and all this is the content inside the body. So this is one way of writing style on different line, and we can write all these three in a single line by merging all the three, okay. So how? Let us see. After 2 pixel, give space and write solid, then the color, okay, or any other color, suppose Burley wood, okay, and remove all this, save it. Now you can see color has been changed, okay. So you can write style in a single line also and in multiple lines for different style, okay, but we don't need this border style, so remove this. Now let us write the style for header, okay. So header, and so this is the header, and you can see that we have background color, okay, then we have our text color, right, then there is a bottom border line which is of yellow color. So all this we have to style, and if you are a beginner, okay, then either draw what you want to develop and then style the CSS, okay, so that will be more effective. So inside header I am using background color, okay, as 4CAF50, okay. So this is the background color which I am using. Then I have text color, and this is white. Then in header I am using border bottom, okay. So bottom से border create करना है, okay. So 2 pixel is the size, then solid border, okay, and then the color which is yellow. Also our text is in the center, okay. So text align center, and I have given some padding also. So padding of 1 m, okay, and 0, okay. So this is the CSS for header, and quite easy. बैकग्राउंड कलर सिंपल, जो बैकग्राउंड कलर देना है, टेक्स्ट कलर वाइट कर दिया है, बॉर्डर फ्रॉम बॉटम, ओके। सो नीचे से बॉर्डर हेडर में क्या दिया हमने, 2 पिक्सल का साइज, सॉलिड बॉर्डर एंड उसका कलर येलो। देन जो भी टेक्स्ट हम हेडर में लिखेंगे वो सेंटर पे आएगा। ओके, उसके लिए टेक्स्ट अलाइन यूज किया। देन आई हैव गिवन पैडिंग ऑफ 1 m। 1 m मीन्स m जो होता है em, इट इज द रिलेटिव पैडिंग। ओके, विद रेस्पेक्ट टू द फॉन्ट साइज। सो हम जो भी फॉन्ट साइज हेडर के अंदर यूज कर रहे होंगे, ओके, सो वो फॉन्ट साइज पैडिंग के इक्वल होगा। मीन्स सपोज फॉन्ट साइज 12 पिक्सल है, ओके, देन 1 em इज इक्वल टू 12 पिक्सल होगा। ओके, सो यह 1 em मीन्स फॉन्ट साइज के इक्वल टॉप से और बॉटम से हमें पैडिंग देनी है। ओके, एंड 0 मीन्स राइट से एंड लेफ्ट से पैडिंग 0 रखनी है। ओके, so this is the style for header, and we can see this here. There is a yellow bottom border, okay, and we have our text in the center. Background color is green, and here we can give a dash in the header, okay, just for styling. So this is Bookshare. So we have written the complete CSS for our header. All right, so now let us write the CSS for upload container. Okay, so here upload container is the ID, so we use hash sign. Okay, and for body elements we write it directly like I have written here, body and header. And for IDs we use hash, so upload container, and here I have to give only margin, so margin of 20 pixel. Okay, that's it. Then I have another ID, upload section, and here I have to give background color hash double F B 55A. Okay, after background color padding of 20 pixel and border radius of 8 pixel. Okay, see, I have already made this mini project. Okay, so I know what padding and border radius I have to give. Okay, but if you are designing it for the first time, then you can use anything according to your choice. So design can be anything from your side, but logic process should be same, and you can add more functionality to this app. Okay, if you want it. And now I have given a box shadow also. Okay, so let us write the value for box shadow. So we write 0, then 0, then 10 pixel, then RGBA, and in bracket we write 0, 0, 0, and 0.1. Okay, now let us understand what these values are. So the first 0 here is horizontal offset in box shadow. Okay, which means the shadow will just fall behind the div element. Okay, and here vertical offset is also 0, which means the vertical shadow will also fall behind the div element. Okay, then is 10 pixel, which is a blur ratio, so I have given blurriness of 10 pixel. Then is your color. Okay, so I have used RGBA model for using the color. Here R is red, G is green, B is blue, and A is for alpha, which set the opacity of your shadow. Okay, opacity means how much transparent you want to keep the shadow. So पहले हमने R की वैल्यू 0 दी है, then G की वैल्यू 0, then B की वैल्यू भी 0. So this is for black color. फिर जब हमने 0.1 वैल्यू सेट करी opacity की, तो हमें कुछ इस कलर की सेमी ट्रांसपेरेंट शेडो मिलेगी. ओके, ऑल्सो हियर इन हॉरिजॉन्टल एंड वर्टिकल ऑफसेट. हॉरिजॉन्टल ऑफसेट मीन्स हमारी जो शेडो होती है वो लेफ्ट और राइट को शिफ्ट होगी. अगर यहाँ पे पॉजिटिव वैल्यू होगी सपोज 10, तो हमारी जो शेडो है वो राइट साइड को हॉरिजॉन्टली शिफ्ट होगी. ओके, और अगर यहाँ पे निगेटिव वैल्यू है सपोज -2, तो वो लेफ्ट साइड को शिफ्ट होगी. ओके, सेम वे वर्टिकल के लिए होती है. अगर हम लोग वर्टिकल में पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव वैल्यू देंगे, सो पॉजिटिव वैल्यू के लिए हमारी जो शेडो है वो टॉप साइड को शिफ्ट होगी और नेगेटिव वैल्यू के लिए बॉटम साइड को. ओके ओके, सो नाउ लेट अस सी हाउ आवर पेज लुक्स लाइक. सो दिस इज द लुक नाउ लेट अस write CSS for these input field. Okay, so input type equals text. Okay, we write it like this. Then input type equals file. Okay, and button. So I am grouping these three: text field, browse file field, okay, and button. So here I am going to set display block level. Okay, then margin 10 pixel and 0 from the right. So 10 pixel margin from top and 0 pixel margin from right. Okay, then padding 10 pixel, then width 100%, and box sizing border box. Okay, and save it. Now let me tell you what this display block is. Okay, see, we have two type of elements. One is block level element and another is inline block level element. Okay, so if you see here, we have applied the CSS, and if I remove this CSS and show you here, then you can see that input field and here image field and here button field all are coming in a single line, right? So they are inline block level element. Okay, whereas div are block level element, so they start from a new line. So here is a simple example I have made to make you understand. See here buttons are coming in a single line. No matter how many buttons I place, they will come in a single line. Okay, one after other. Whereas when I have written the code for div, so if I show you the code here, so you can see in body I have a button, then another button, then another button, and they are all coming in a single line. So they are inline block level element. Whereas div, when I have written, they are coming in a different line. Okay, so they are block level element. So they start from a new line and button start from the same line. Okay, so to arrange these input field, browse field and upload book button as a block level, I have written this CSS, and here display was set as block level. Okay, so that they should arrange in a block and start from a new line. I hope it is clear to you. So till now we have written the CSS for our page. Now I have to write the CSS for this search bar and then CSS for book list. So let us continue. Alright, now I am going to write some CSS for button. So button background color, okay, then text color, then border कुछ नहीं चाहिए इसलिए border none, okay, then cursor pointer के type में, okay, then font size 16 pixel. Okay, so this is button CSS. Now button पे जब hover करें, then button का color change हो जाए. Okay, so hash 45A059. Okay, so when I hover on the button, there is a slight change in color. You can see that. Okay, now I am going to write the CSS for ID city search container. Okay, so hash city search container, and here I am giving a margin of 20 pixel. Then I am writing CSS for ID city search bar. Okay, so here I am giving padding of 10 pixel, then font size of 10 pixel and width 100% and box sizing border box. Okay, and we can see the result. So this is our city search bar. So this font is quite small, so make it a little bit big. So make it 16 pixel. Perfect. Okay, so now we have added the CSS for our city search bar also. Now I am going to write the CSS for books list ID. Okay, so here I am giving margin 20 pixel from top and rest of the margin auto. So all other three sides of margin will adjust automatically. Okay, then padding 0, then max width of 1200 pixel, then width 100%. Okay, and box sizing border box. Alright, so let us see what all these CSS are. Okay, so in books list I have given a margin of 20 pixel from the top. Okay, and auto means बाकी तीन साइड से ब्राउजर अपने अकॉर्डिंग मार्जिन सेट करेगा. ओके, देन पैडिंग 0 करिए, मैक्सिमम बिट 1200 पिक्सल्स. सो हमारा जो भी डिव है, ओके, बुक्स लिस्ट आईडी वाला, उसकी मैक्सिमम बिट हमने क्या करी 1200 पिक्सल्स. सो जब ब्राउजर विंडो हमारी फुल साइज होगी उसमें ये डिव 1200 पिक्सल शो करेगी. ओके, एंड देन हमने बिट 100% करी है. सो ये दोनों का यूज़ डिव को रेस्पॉन्सिव बनाने के लिए किया है मैंने. ओके, सो अगर ब्राउजर की विंडो सपोज आप उसे रिसाइज करोगे, देन ऑल्सो जो ये बुक्स लिस्ट की डिव है वो फुल 100% व्यू शो करेगी. ओके, लेट मी शो यू इन द ब्राउजर. ओके, तब और समझ में आएगा. सो दिस इज आवर प्रोजेक्ट एंड यू कैन सी हियर अवेलेबल बुक्स. ओके, एंड दिस इज अ डिव. सो मैं क्या करता हूँ, इसमें बॉर्डर CSS ऐड करते हैं so that you can see it. Okay, so 2 pixel, then solid, then suppose red color, save it, So now you can see this is your books list div, okay, of red color, which is 1200 pixel of max width, and its width is set to 100%. So it means if I resize this window, suppose I resize this, then you can see that still this div is taking the 100% width of this browser window, right? So if I am resizing, it is taking 100% width, and if it is a full browser window, then it will have 1200 pixel of width, okay. Then next is box sizing, which is border box. So why we use box sizing CSS when, all right, so let us see what box sizing is, okay. So I am going to create one HTML file, so that notes.html, okay, and here I am writing a simple HTML file. Okay, so this is the simple HTML file, and from here I'm trying to make you understand what box sizing is, okay. So here I have taken a body. Inside body I have two divs, okay. This is div 1, this is div 2. Give it some ID, suppose A. Same here, ID equals B, okay. So we have two divs, and we will write the style for this, okay. So style, and here I am taking first one, so I am giving padding of 20 pixel, okay. Then width of 200 pixel, height of 100 pixel, and border also 2 pixel solid red, okay. Copy paste this, change A to B, okay, and remove padding from here, save it. Now let us run this. So you can see two divs, okay. I have given same height and width to both the div, but div 1 is having more height and width than div 2, right? So why this is happening is, when we have given width and height with padding, then total width adds padding, okay, and therefore, so let us see this in developer mode, okay. So here you can see I have this div 1 and this is div 2. In div 1 you can see a violet color outline, right? So this is the padding which applied from all the side. And if we see the style, in style we have given padding of 20 pixel, width 200 pixel, height 100 pixel. So what is happening in div 1 is, it is adding 20 pixel from left and 20 pixel from right in the width. So total width has become 240 pixel, okay. Same way in the height also, it is adding 20 pixel from top and 20 pixel from the bottom, so height becomes 140 pixel, okay. Therefore div 1 size increases, and this is not good for your web development, okay. So to nullify this problem we use box sizing, okay. Now I will show you here only. If in div 1 I use box sizing, border box, now so you can see हमारी जो प्रॉब्लम है वो ऑलमोस्ट सॉर्ट आउट हो जाती है, राइट. देयर इज अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ डिफरेंस इन width, but it nullify the extra width problem, okay. So we can give here a break statement between these two, okay. So or better view आएगा, okay. So this is why we use box sizing, border box, so that if we give any padding and border, then they get adjusted and the content of the element. So here this is div 1 is the content of the element div 1, okay. It also adjusted itself, okay. I hope box sizing is clear to you now, okay. So before box sizing क्या हो रहा था, हमारा जो width था वो padding और border को include करके 200 pixel से बाहर चला जा रहा था, but after using box sizing, padding और border वो 200 pixel width के अंदर ही adjust हो रहा है, okay. So this is the benefit of using box sizing, and it makes your div more responsive, okay. Now I am going to write the CSS for book list, okay. So we have written the CSS for this div books list. Now I have to write CSS for this unordered list, okay. So let us write it as book list. So I am creating this book list div element, a flexible layout box, okay. And for this I will use display flex Okay, now what is flex? It is a CSS property and it makes your element more flexible and responsive. Okay, और जब हम किसी div को या किसी element को flex container बनाते हैं, okay, then जो भी उस particular element के child होंगे वो सब फ्लेक्स आइटम कहलाते हैं. ओके, सो जो फ्लेक्स आइटम होंगे उनका डिफॉल्ट बिहेवियर क्या होता है, वो लेफ्ट टू राइट अरेंज होते जाते हैं. ओके, सो नेक्स्ट स्टाइल इज फ्लेक्स रैप. सो इसमें हम लोग रैप प्रॉपर्टी को ऐड करेंगे. सो व्हाट इज फ्लेक्स रैप? हमारे जो आइटम्स होंगे वो लेफ्ट टू राइट अरेंज होते हैं. ओके, व्हेन वी यूज फ्लेक्स. सो व्हाट इज रैप हियर? सी बाय डिफॉल्ट हमारे जो चाइल्ड एलिमेंट होंगे वो एक सिंगल लाइन पे एडजस्ट होते जाएंगे. ओके, बट जब वो कंटेनर की विड्थ को एक्सीड करने लगेंगे देन वो नेक्स्ट लाइन से अरेंज होना शुरू हो जाएंगे. सो दैट्स व्हाई वी यूज रैप. रैप मीन्स टू adjust according to the size. Okay, then next we are using justify content and it is flex start. So ये क्या है? सो ये प्रॉपर्टी क्या करती है, हमारा जो कंटेनर जहाँ से स्टार्ट हो रहा है, ओके, वहाँ से जो भी फ्लेक्स आइटम्स हैं उन्हें लेफ्ट साइड से अरेंज करती है. ओके, फ्रॉम द स्टार्टिंग. आप इसको ऐसे समझ लो जैसे ये कर्सर इस वक्त सेमीकोलन के बाद ब्लिंक कर रहा है. ओके, बट इफ आई एम यूजिंग दिस जस्टिफाई कंटेंट फ्लेक्स स्टार्ट, तो ये देखो यहाँ पे लेफ्ट मोस्ट साइड पे आ गया कर्सर. सो यहाँ से आइटम्स को अरेंज करेगी लाइक दिस, आइटम 1 देन आइटम 2. ओके, नाउ नेक्स्ट इज पैडिंग 0, margin 0, then list style type none. ओके, लिस्ट स्टाइल टाइप मीन्स हमारी जो लिस्ट होती है तो बुलेट लिस्ट होती है या नंबर लिस्ट होती है. ओके, सो हमने सिंपल लिस्ट रखी है, नन कर दिया उसे. एंड गैप ऑफ 20 पिक्सल. सो ये गैप जो हमारे आइटम्स होंगे उनके बीच में होगा. ओके, सेव इट. सो दिस इज द CSS फॉर बुक लिस्ट. नाउ लेट अस राइट द CSS फॉर books list heading. Okay, so here I have just one style, text align center. Okay, then I have book list li CSS. Okay, so this CSS of li will be attached when we populate list with book name and book image. Okay, all those details. All right, so here I am giving border 1 pixel solid and of gray, very light gray color. Okay, then padding of 10 pixel and border radius 8 pixel. Then display flex. Okay, then flex direction column. So column means it will arrange the items in stack form. Okay, one after other. Then I have box shadow, so 0 0, then 10 pixel, then RGBA 0 0 0 0.1. Okay, then box sizing border box. Then I have a max width which is I am calculating with the formula. Okay, so this will be 25% minus 20 pixel. So what does it mean? It means जो हमारी पेरेंट एलिमेंट होगी उसका 25%, ओके, मैक्सिमम विड्थ होगी उसमें से 20 पिक्सल माइनस कर देना है. ओके, सो इफ सपोज div is 100 पिक्सल, ओके, साइज ऑफ द div is 100 पिक्सल, सो 25% 100 पिक्सल का क्या होगा 25. ओके, एंड 25 में से हम 20 पिक्सल को माइनस कर देंगे, सो वी गेट मैक्स विड्थ 5 पिक्सल. Okay, so like this browser will automatically calculate the maximum width for this book list li. Then is your flex 1 auto. Now what is this? See, this is the shorthand property for flexbox. Okay, here 1 means that the item's size can grow. Okay, another 1 here means item size can shrink. Okay, and auto means suppose हमारे item का जो content है, okay, content हमारा क्या है, list है, और लिस्ट के अंदर क्या है, इमेज एंड डिटेल्स है. ओके, सो इमेज और डिटेल का साइज सपोज 100 पिक्सल है, देन जो हमारे फ्लेक्स आइटम है वो उस 100 पिक्सल को एक्वायर करेंगे. ओके, एंड उसी के अकॉर्डिंग ग्रो और श्रिंक करेंगे. और अगर यहाँ पे फ्लेक्स की वैल्यू 0 होती, ओके, देन इट मीन्स दैट फ्लेक्स आइटम विल नॉट ग्रो और श्रिंक देयर साइज. ओके, सो इट इज लाइक active state and inactive state. So if it is 1 then it is active, and if it is 0 then it is inactive. So here I have used this flexbox property flex value 1 and 1 for grow and shrink, and auto for the content size. Okay, the next is min width of 250 pixel. Okay, save it. So now let us understand what flex property I have used here. Okay, with a simple example. So for that let us create one more node, flex node.html. okay, and here I will write a simple HTML head title is flex note. Okay, then I have a body. Inside body I have a div. Okay, so this is the parent div, so I'm giving it class and naming it container. Inside it I have 3 div. Okay, and here I'm writing item 1, item 2, item 3. These still have class item, and here also class item. We have missed equal to sign here. Okay, so we have our HTML, and now understand why I am using this flex. Okay, suppose हमारे पास कोई कंटेनर है. okay, उस कंटेनर के अंदर जो भी अवेलेबल स्पेस है, मैं चाहता हूँ कि उसके अंदर जो भी आइटम्स हैं वो उस जो भी अवेलेबल स्पेस है उसके अकॉर्डिंग अपने साइज को एडजस्ट कर लें. फॉर दिस वी यूज flex. Okay, so now I will write the CSS. So inside head use style tag. Okay, and write the CSS here. So dot container. Okay, and dot item. So one by one we will write the CSS. So container में display मैंने flex कर दिया. It means हमारा जो main container है वो फ्लेक्स टाइप का हो गया. और फ्लेक्स कंटेनर की प्रॉपर्टी क्या होती है, उसके जो भी चाइल्ड एलिमेंट होंगे लाइक आइटम 1, आइटम 2, आइटम 3, ये जो है ये एक सिंगल लाइन में अरेंज होंगे. ओके, दिस इज द प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ फ्लेक्स कंटेनर. और विड्थ मैंने कर दी है इसकी 100% और बॉर्डर दे दिया 2 पिक्सल सॉलिड एंड रेड कलर. ओके, नाउ आई विल राइट दी CSS फॉर आइटम. ओके, सो आइटम में क्या CSS मैं यूज़ करूँगा, फ्लेक्स 1 1 auto. Okay, so one means grow, another one means shrink factor, and then auto means to determine the initial size by its content. Okay, so content क्या है, item 1. Okay, so इसका जितना साइज होगा during rendering of the page यहाँ पे auto का वो साइज हो जाएगा. Okay, and now I will give border 2 pixel solid green. Okay, and then padding of 10 pixel. That's it. Now let us run this and see. Alright, so you can see the result here. Right, we have item 1, item 2, item 3 all with same size. Why? Because we have used flex property. Okay, and let us see in developer mode also. Okay, so container का जो width है वो 100% है and it is a flex container. Now suppose I reduce size of this width, okay, from 100 to 70%. So you can see that all the items have adjusted the size. Okay, so this is the benefit of using flex for the child elements. Okay, and if I increase the padding, suppose I increase the padding by 20 pixel, so all got the padding of 20 pixel. Okay, and if I give a margin of 10 pixel, so now you can see all items get the margin of 10 pixel. Okay, now suppose in flex instead of 1 I do 0, then they will not grow. Okay, if I write shrink as 0, okay, and I decrease the width to 20%, so you can see they didn't shrink inside the container. But if I write 1, you can see that they have shrink inside the container. So this is the benefit of using flex property, flex 1 auto. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. Book list H3 heading CSS. Okay, so here I have margin 0, width 100%, text align center. Okay, then I have CSS for book list image. Okay, so book list img, and here I have margin from right 20 pixel. Then I have max width of 80 pixel and a height which is auto, so it will adjust height by its own. Now the next is CSS for the class. Okay, so book details is the class I am using in JavaScript, so I have to write the CSS for this also. So here display is flex, then align items center and width 100%. Now I am using one more class, details. So here I am using display flex and flex direction, which is column, and line height 1 pixel. Okay, alright guys, so now let us write the CSS for media query responsive design. Okay, and for that we use @media, then media type, and we give the condition here in brackets. So the condition is like max width or minimum width, okay, or orientation of your device. Okay, now let us comment this and let us write the media query. So @media, then the condition max width of 768 पिक्सल डिवाइस. ओके, सो अगर किसी डिवाइस का मैक्सिमम विड्थ 768 पिक्सल होगा देन दिस विल अप्लाई, और अगर उससे कम विड्थ है देन दिस विल अप्लाई. ओके, सो नाउ लेट अस राइट द CSS for our first ID. So hash book list, and then hash book list li, which is list item, and then hash book list image. Okay, now one by one we will write the CSS. So justify content, which is center. Then in li we will write max width of 100%, and in image we will write margin 0. So margin from the right to be 0, and max width 50%. Alright, so our CSS is complete now, and now let us see the output. So this is how our web page look like now. So now let us see in developer mode, and let us see the responsive design also. So you can see, so this is the iPhone view, and we can change it from here. So now this is the Galaxy view. Okay, it is quite responsive and looking beautiful. And in available books we will have our items which will populate dynamically, okay, through JavaScript. So now our CSS is also complete. Alright guys, so we have written our CSS and HTML, and now we are going to write our JavaScript. Okay, so let us create our JavaScript file. So script.js, and now we are going to write our JavaScript, but the process of writing JavaScript will be different here. I will give you a small task, okay, and you will try to write the code for that task, and then I will write the task output, and you can match your code with that output code. Okay, so this will help you in working with your brain, and you can see where you are doing something wrong. Okay, so your first task is, I will write in a comment here and you have to do that task. Okay, so your first task is task 1. Okay, create an empty array. So I'm giving you 1 minute for this, and try to create an empty array, and you can name that array books. Okay, I hope you have created the empty array. So this is how we create an empty array. Okay, and now let me tell you why I'm using const here for this variable books. Okay, so I'm going to tell you each and every minute details of this project, so you don't have to worry about it, and this will help you for your future. Okay, see why I'm keeping here books as a const, because in this project I'm not going to reassign the books array. Okay, so I have kept as a const, and if I have to reassign it then I would have used let. Okay, and yes, by keeping it as a const I can modify the content of books array variable. Okay, and now I'm going to give you a simple example, and you have to tell will there be any change in that program, okay, with respect to the variables or not. Okay, so I'm creating a file practice.js, and here I'm going to paste one program which I have written earlier, and you have to tell what change it need or it doesn't need any change. Okay, alright guys, so here is the program, and you have 1 minute to find out which variable should be kept as const and which as let. Okay, so this is a program to calculate the electricity bill of your house. Okay, and this is a daily life example. Now we have a base price for our electricity bill, and this is fixed by the government. Okay, so you can make this as a const because it is not going to change in the entire program, right? So try to make those values const which are not going to change, and also try to make variables const as much as possible, and if it is not possible then you can use let. Okay, now cost per unit of electricity is also fixed by the government, so you can make this const because it is not changing. Okay, as you can see in the function also, the only thing which is changing is units used. Okay, so we have kept this as let, and you can reassign this variable units used. As you can see here on line number 5, I have reassigned it as 400. Okay, if this was gone then it would have given error. Okay, if I will run this then it will show me an error. So you can see the error, assignment to a constant variable, right? We have a type error, so make it let. Okay, and now in our function electricity bill, I have used these three variables as parameter and their values as the argument. Okay, and calculated the usage cost and total cost based on cost per unit and multiplied it by units used. Okay, you get the usage cost. Then we have add the base price in that usage cost and get the total cost. Okay, so these value can also be const. Okay, because we are just using the parameter value here and not assigning usage cost with a new value in this whole function, so we can make it const and it will run perfectly. Here also total cost is not assigned a new value, right? So we can make this const. So the rule is very simple, try to make as much as const variable if possible, and if not then use let. Okay, then we have called our function electricity bill with the parameters, and we have assigned it to a variable bill, and this is const, which is right. Okay, because bill is simply used for printing it out on the console, so we have made this const and it is not getting assigned a new value, so this will not affect program. So now our program is perfect. So if we run it, you can see the output. Your electricity bill is $110. So now I have another task, task 2. So we will create a function which will add books. Okay, so create a function to add books. Okay, and we know how to create a function, it is easy. Function. Okay, then is your function name, which is add book. Okay, and here I am passing 5 parameters. So the first one is title, then is your author name, then is your thumbnail. Okay, then is your contact, and then last parameter is city. Okay, so you have 5 parameters, and this is how our function is created. Okay, all right, so I have created this function for you, and now your task is to create an object using these properties: title, author, thumbnail, contact, and city. Okay, and when you are done with the object, you have to push that object in this books empty array. Okay, and for that you will use array method push. Okay, so you have 2 minutes, so try to do it by your own, and if you are not unable to do it then I will do it for you. Okay, so your task is create an object with the provided properties. Okay, and use array method push to push the object into books array. Okay, so I'm giving it in a new line. So this is your task, try to do it in 2 minutes and then I will tell you how to do it. All right, let us create the object. Okay, so const book equals. Okay, so this is your empty object and its name is book. Now using these properties, title, author, thumbnail, contact, city, I am creating book object. So first is title, then comma. Okay, then we have author as a key and its value author, then thumbnail as a key and its value thumbnail, then contact as a key and contact as a value, and city as a key and city as a value. Okay, So this is how you create an object. Okay, now the second one is use array method push to push this object into books array. So books dot push and push the book array into it like this. That's it. Okay, so this is how you create an object with the given properties. So here these parameters are the properties for this book object. Okay, and here first title is the key and second one is the value. So if you want to comment here, you can comment key value pair. Okay, so this is your key value pair. Here value will be same as the parameter. Okay, and here key can be different name. You can keep this as, if you are getting confused, you can write it as title1 author2. Okay, so this will not affect the program. Now we have created this. Now let us check whether it is working or not. Okay, so let us add some items here. So add book and pass the title. So I am writing simple numeric values. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, and now console it. So console.log books. Okay, so let us print our books array and see if this value get inserted in this object or not. Okay, so run it. So you can see that we get the output. Okay, and here is our array. We have title 1, we have author 2, thumbnail 3, contact 4, city. So it is working perfectly. Now let us come back to our project. Okay, so delete this. Now if I remove this much of code, okay, watch it properly and remove this book and place that book object directly here. So is this right or wrong? Think about it. Well, this is also right. Okay, so let us see again. Here we have created a book object, okay, in curly brace with key and value pair, and we have passed this book object in this push method. And now what I am doing, I am simply taking this object and directly putting it in push method. Okay, here we have created object with name, and when I do like this, then I am directly passing the object in push method. Okay, so I don't need this book object variable. Okay, so I have directly passed the object here. Okay, and now let us run this and see if it's working properly or not. So save it and again run it. Perfect, it is running. Okay, and here I am calling one more function, display books. Okay, and passing books here, and we don't need this, so remove this, save it. Now let us write our display book function. Okay, so comment here function to display books. Okay, then function display books. Okay, and in display books we are going to pass a parameter books to display. All right guys, so in this function you are getting array of object as a parameter, okay, which you are storing in books to display. Okay, so I'm giving you a small task now. So your task is, I'm commenting it here, task 3. Okay, so what you have to do is display the array of object using for each loop. Okay, and I am commenting out this much of code. Okay, so for your help I am giving you this object, okay, which is array of books object. So आपको ये करना है, because the function which we are going to write next, display books, is holding this logic. Okay, so here is your simple task. आपको इस array of books object को using for each loop console पे print कराना है. Okay, so do it and then I will tell you the solution. Okay, so you have 2 minutes to do this and you can write it in the comment section also. All right, I hope you have tried. Okay, now let us see what we are going to do. So this is your function display books, and here you are passing a parameter which is holding an array of object. Okay, so here we will write for each. Okay, and inside for each. Okay, so in for each, so first let us know about for each. For each loop, it iterate for each element once. Okay, and inside for each we will pass an arrow function book. Okay, and in curly brace we will use console.log, then backticks. Okay, and we want to get all these properties print on the console. So let us write the title is, okay, then we use dollar sign curly brace and we write book dot title, okay, like this. So this will print the title book 1, okay. Same way we can write another, the author name is, okay, dollar sign curly brace book dot author, okay. So I'm only using 2 properties, you can try for all. Now we have used console.log, so this is the opening bracket and this is the closing, so use semicolon here, okay. And here I have used for each loop opening brace and this is the closing brace, so semicolon here, okay. Now you have written the for each loop, but this for each loop is going to run on your array of object, okay, and you are getting your array of object in this parameter books to display, okay. So you will use books to display dot and then apply for each on this array of object, okay, like this. And finally you will call this function display books, and in display book what you will pass this books array of object, okay. So this is how you will display the array of book object using for each loop. Now let us understand this फंक्शन फॉर ईच लूप. सो हमें एरे ऑफ बुक्स ऑब्जेक्ट को प्रिंट कराना है कंसोल पे, उसके लिए हमने फॉर ईच लूप का यूज़ किया है. इस पैरामीटर में हमारा एरे ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट जब हम इस फंक्शन को कॉल कर रहे हैं, ओके, और इसमें हमने बुक्स पास किया. सो ये क्या है, बुक्स क्या है, एक एरे ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट है जो कि यहाँ पे होल्ड हो जाएगा, ओके, एज ए आर्गूमेंट. फिर इस आर्गूमेंट के ऊपर हमने फॉर ईच लूप चला दिया, ओके. फॉर ईच लूप के अंदर हमने एक बुक नेम का एरो फंक्शन पास किया है. सो यहाँ पे जो ये एरो फंक्शन है ये एक कॉल बैक फंक्शन की तरह वर्क कर रहा है, राइट, बिकॉज इट इज कॉलिंग ईच एलिमेंट इन दिस बुक्स ऑब्जेक्ट, ओके. सो अभी तो हमने केवल एक ही ऑब्जेक्ट पास किया है. सपोज इसमें हम लोग एक से ज़्यादा ऑब्जेक्ट पास करते हैं. सो लाइक दिस, कॉपी दिस, ओके, एंड कॉमा एंड लाइक दिस, एंड यहाँ पे हम लोग इसको चेंज कर देते हैं बुक टू, ओके, डिफरेंट सिटी, सपोज जयपुर, ओके. सो नाउ वी हैव 2 ऑब्जेक्ट्स, राइट. सो फॉर ईच क्या करेगा, फर्स्ट टाइम जब वो रन होगा तो इस ऑब्जेक्ट को कॉल करेगा. सो दिस बुक इज होल्डिंग दिस ऑब्जेक्ट एलिमेंट्स, ओके. फिर हमने क्या किया, कंसोल डॉट लॉग यूजिंग बैकटिक, ये मैंने पढ़ाया है इन प्रीवियस ट्यूटोरियल, सो यू कैन सी इन डिटेल देयर. बिफोर दिस वी यूज्ड टू डू डबल कोट्स एंड प्लस साइन फॉर राइटिंग ऑल दिस, सो वो बहुत ही हौच पौच हो जाता था, ओके. एंड नाउ वी यूज बैकटिक and dollar sign and curly brace for writing our statement in the log, okay. And this is quite easy and very readable. So हमने यहाँ पे statement पास करी, the title is, then dollar sign your book parameter, and from that we are taking the value of title, okay. So हमें title की value मिल जाएगी, then same author का नाम मिल जाएगा और फिर इसे हम display करा रहे हैं. And now if we run this, so you can see we have book 1, book 2 and author is Dakshina, okay. सो सेम लॉजिक हम लोग अपने प्रोजेक्ट में अब यूज़ करने वाले हैं. सो यहाँ पे तो मैंने एरे ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट को हार्ड कोड किया, ओके, जैसे आपको थोड़ा सा आइडिया हो जाए व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू डू नेक्स्ट, ओके. सो वी डोंट नीड ऑल दिस बिकॉज वी आर गेटिंग आवर एरे ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट फ्रॉम हियर, ओके. सो रिमूव ऑल दिस and let us write our function display book, okay, and uncomment this. Alright, so let us write the code for display books, but before that we have our DOM topics, right, which we have to cover in this project. So we will now start one by one all these topics. So first is our DOM elements, okay. So we want to display book using this function, and in our index.html this is the place where we want to display the books, right. So here I have commented also book list will be updated dynamically, okay. So we are using JavaScript for that, and you can see the DOM element UL div, then your body, title, head, all these HTML, all these are your DOM elements, okay. And these are the basic building blocks of your any web, right. So when we say about accessing these DOM elements with the help of JavaScript, so how you do, now I want in this unordered list to display my book list item, and I have given the ID book list, okay. So to access this UL I will use this ID book list, okay. And how we do, let us see that. So first we will write, so document dot get element by id. Okay, so we will get the element by its id. So the id is book list. Okay, now when I get this id, I want to assign this to a new variable. Okay, so for this I'm using const book list equals document dot get element by id book list. Okay, so this will give me the access of this unordered list. Now I can modify this unordered list. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is book list dot inner html equals empty. So why I have written this? So comment here, अगर book list में पहले से कुछ items हैं, okay, then clear that book list. Okay, so clear the book list if it has items. Okay, and now I will use the for each loop which we have done as a task. Okay, so books to display dot for each. Okay, and inside it we will pass the arrow function. ओके, नाउ सी, जब हम लोग ने टास्क 3 कंप्लीट किया था देन वहाँ पे एरे ऑफ बुक ऑब्जेक्ट को डायरेक्ट कंसोल पे प्रिंट कराया था, राइट? बट नाउ वी हैव टू गेट इट display on the web page. Okay, so we are going to create a list for that. Okay, and then we will, in our index.html page, we'll be able to populate the list inside this unordered list. Okay, with the help of our JavaScript. So see how we do it. So again we are using document dot create element. Okay, and we pass li here. So this will create a list. Okay, and assign it to list item. Okay, so this will create a list for us. Then list item की जो inner HTML होगी, okay, उसके अंदर हम लोग अपनी सारी books डिटेल को डिस्प्ले करेंगे. Okay, so we use backtick and then in the last semicolon, and here we will write the our JavaScript for creating the HTML. So see how we do it. Okay, so now let us see how we write HTML inside JavaScript. Okay, so we use backticks. Okay, and inside backtick we will write our heading. Okay, then I am using one div, and this is the main div. Inside it I am using one image. Okay, and one div. So this is the child div. In child div I am using 3 paragraphs. Okay, so copy paste. Okay, so ये हमारा क्या हो गया, HTML का स्ट्रक्चर हो गया जो लिस्ट के फॉर्म में डिस्प्ले होगा. ओके, एंड जावास्क्रिप्ट हमें CSS और HTML को लिखने के लिए ये फंक्शनैलिटी प्रोवाइड करता है. ओके, सो यूजिंग दिस backtick we can write or we can merge our HTML and CSS in our JavaScript. Okay, इसको हम लोग टेम्पलेट लिटरल भी बोलते हैं. ओके, एंड इनसाइड टेम्पलेट लिटरल अगर हमें डेटा को एम्बेड करना है तो उसके लिए वी यूज $sign and curly brace open and close. Okay, and we will write here book dot title. Okay, so H3 heading के फॉर्म में हमें अपना टाइटल मिल जाएगा बुक का. Okay, so when this web page will be run, in place of this book dot title we will get our data. Okay, so this will be replaced by the original data. Now in image same way we will write src equals $sign curly brace book dot thumbnail. Okay, and alternate text can be $sign in curly brace book dot title. Okay, also they will be inside the double quotes, right? Source हमारा double quotes में रहते हैं, alt tag भी हमारा double quotes में होता है in HTML. Then in paragraph we are using some formatting strong. Okay, then your author colon, this is simple HTML, we write it like this, strong is closed, right? And then we embed $sign here book dot author and close the curly brace. So we can copy this because we have to write these things here and change author to contact, and here will be city, here also city. Okay, That's it. You have written the HTML using JavaScript. Okay. Now we have our for each open brace here. So and it is closed here on line number 38. So we have to place semicolon here. So now we have our list item and इसे अब हम लोग append करेंगे. So can you guess in index.html this is the place, right? Book list where we are going to insert our dynamic list. So now we have our list of items. Okay. और ये लिस्ट ऑफ आइटम जो हमारा बुक लिस्ट आईडी के अंदर डिस्प्ले होगा, राइट? हमारी जो अनऑर्डर लिस्ट है यूएल एलिमेंट उसके अंदर हमें लिस्ट को डिस्प्ले कराना है. सो लेट अस अपेंड बुक लिस्ट डॉट अपेंड चाइल्ड. ओके, लिस्ट हमारी क्या है? चाइल्ड होगी अनऑर्डर लिस्ट की, राइट? सो हम लिस्ट आइटम को बुक लिस्ट में अपेंड कर देंगे. ओके, एंड वी डोंट नीड दिस हियर, सो रिमूव दिस. ऑलराइट, सो आवर डिस्प्ले बुक फंक्शन इज ऑल्सो रेडी. So let's have a recap what we have done till now. Okay, so हम लोगों ने टास्क 3 क्या किया था? We have used a array of book object, right? हार्ड कोड किया था उसे एंड देन उसे इस फंक्शन के थ्रू console.log की हेल्प से डिस्प्ले कराया था, राइट? नाउ सेम थिंग वी आर डूइंग, बस थोड़ा सा डिफरेंस क्या किया है, हमने डोम एलिमेंट्स यूएल को गेट किया यूजिंग गेट एलिमेंट बाय आईडी. ओके, एंड उसे एक वेरिएबल में असाइन किया. देन उस डोम एलिमेंट की इनर एचटीएमएल को क्लियर किया. अगर उसमें पहले से कोई आइटम्स हैं देन वी आर क्लियरिंग दैट आइटम्स. ओके, देन वी हैव यूज्ड अवर फॉर ईच लूप, जैसे हमने टास्क 3 में यूज़ किया था फॉर ईच लूप को, सेम वे वी हैव यूज्ड इट हियर ऑन बुक्स टू डिस्प्ले. ओके, वहाँ पे हमने डायरेक्ट console.log से डिस्प्ले कराया था. यहाँ पे क्या किया, एक लिस्ट क्रिएट करी है यूजिंग डोम मेथड क्रिएट एलिमेंट. ओके, सो वी आर कवरिंग दी टॉपिक डोम मेथड ऑल्सो. सो डोम मेथड क्या होते हैं? मेथड्स विच आर प्रोवाइडेड बाय द डोम एपीआई टू इंटरेक्ट विद दी डोम एलिमेंट्स. एलिमेंट्स यहाँ पे डोम एलिमेंट एलआई है. डोम मेथड क्या है? क्रिएट एलिमेंट. ओके, अपेंड चाइल्ड, ये भी आपका डोम मेथड्स है. सो विद द हेल्प ऑफ डोम मेथड्स वी क्रिएट एलिमेंट एलआई विच इज़ ए लिस्ट. ओके, और उसे हम लोगों ने एक वेरिएबल लिस्ट आइटम में असाइन किया. फर्दर अब हमें HTML की फॉर्म में डिस्प्ले कराना है. ओके, वी वांट टू डिस्प्ले लिस्ट इन HTML यूजिंग जावास्क्रिप्ट. सो उसके लिए जावास्क्रिप्ट में टेम्पलेट लिटरल्स का यूज़ होता है. ओके, सो टेम्पलेट लिटरल का यूज़ करके हम लोगों ने क्या किया, HTML क्रिएट करी एंड HTML में डेटा को डिस्प्ले कराने के लिए हम लोगों ने $साइन एंड कर्ली ब्रेस का यूज़ किया. ओके, सो यूजिंग दिस वी कैन शो डायनामिक डेटा एंड इन द लास्ट वी हैव यूज्ड अनदर DOM method append child so that list item gets append to the parent list. Okay, so let us see the topics which we have covered. So we have covered DOM elements and DOM methods. Now in the same function let us see what DOM properties and DOM manipulation is. So DOM properties are the attributes of any DOM element. Okay, so here we have used list which is our DOM element. Okay, we have paragraph also, we have div, we have heading h3. So all these are DOM elements. And in list, while creating the element list and assigning it to list item, okay, so what we are doing, so we are accessing the property here. Okay, inner HTML is the property of list element here. Also we are modifying it, right? You can see that we have cleared the book list if it has some items. So this is called DOM manipulation, and then we are populating it with new items here, right, using this HTML. So we have covered DOM properties also here and DOM manipulation. Now DOM styling. Okay, so if we use CSS in JavaScript in the DOM elements, then we will cover that topic also. So I'm going to use CSS style to change the appearance, and we have written the style here. So we have two class, book details and details, and we are going to apply it here in our first parent div class equal book details. Okay, and in child div class equal details. Okay, save it. So we have covered our DOM elements, DOM methods, DOM properties, DOM manipulation and DOM styling. Now only one is left, that is DOM events, and we are going to see this now. Okay, so now let us write a comment here, function to handle the upload button click. Okay, and now here is your task 4. So your task is, alright, so your task is in index.html. You can see I have a upload button, right, this upload book here. So you have to get this ID, okay, and on its click event you have to display a message, I have completed task 4. Okay, so what you have to do, display a message, task 4 is complete by me. Okay, on click of the button. Okay, so do it and then I will tell you the solution. Okay, well, so here is the solution. How we do, document dot get element by id, we pass the id name which is upload btn. Okay, then we add a event listener. Okay, so event listener क्या होते हैं, सी इवेंट लिसनर दो वर्ड से मिलके बना है. ओके, इवेंट एंड लिसनर. सो इवेंट हमारे क्या होते हैं, जैसे कि माउस का मूवमेंट या बटन का क्लिक करना. ओके, या कोई फॉर्म सबमिट करना. ओके, सो ऑल दीज आर इवेंट्स एंड इन इवेंट्स को जो लिसन करता है, ओके, वो जावास्क्रिप्ट फंक्शन हमें प्रोवाइड करता है. ओके, सो जब भी कोई पर्टिकुलर इवेंट ऑकर होगा थ्रू एनी DOM element, okay, then that event will be handled by event listener. And how to add that event listener on a particular DOM element, तो उसके लिए हम लोग add event listener मेथड का यूज करते हैं. ओके, सो मेथड है ये, सो इट विल टेक सम पैरामीटर्स. सो किस तरह के पैरामीटर लेता है, फर्स्ट इज योर इवेंट टाइप. ओके, एंड सेकेंड इज योर फंक्शन विच इज ए कॉल बैक फंक्शन. ओके, सो इवेंट टाइप जैसे कि क्लिक इवेंट हो गया या सबमिट इवेंट हो गया. ओके, या माउस अप हो गया या माउस डाउन. सो ये सब इवेंट टाइप है. सो हमारा क्या है, क्लिक. सो वी विल राइट हियर क्लिक. सो रिमूव एंड राइट क्लिक, एंड हियर इन प्लेस ऑफ फंक्शन we will pass arrow function. Okay, and in arrow function we will simply console.log the statement task 4 is complete by me. Okay, semicolon here, semicolon in the last. All right, so we have our task 4 complete and now we are going to run it. Okay, let us comment down rest of the code. Okay, and save it. Then in index.html open with live server. So this is our page. Now in developer mode, go to console. So we are getting some error in our CSS, error in parsing value for box shadow. Okay, so we will correct this afterward, but first let us check our task 4. So click the upload button and you can see here task 4 is complete by me. Okay, so it's working. And now let us see what error we are getting. Error in parsing values for box shadow. Okay, okay, so we are not given the comma here on line number 20, line number 74. So let us correct this in our style.css, comma, comma, and comma, and also on line number 20, comma, comma, and comma. Save it, refresh it. So now it is saying favicon.icu icon image. So in index.html. Okay, so for favicon we will create here a link. So link rel equals icon. Okay, then the path in books folder I have the favicon icon. Okay, and then its type equals image / x icon. Okay, now save it, and if we refresh it, error is gone, and here we have a very small icon image on the title bar. Okay, so on click we are getting the output. So now go back to our script.js file, and now let us write the code for handling the upload button click. Okay, so remove console statement. Okay, we don't need this. So हमें बटन के क्लिक इवेंट पे क्या करना है, हमारी जो भी फील्ड्स हैं उनको गेट करना है. ओके, सो वन बाय वन वी विल राइट द स्टेटमेंट फॉर दैट. So document dot get element by id, book title. Okay, and we want its value. So dot value and semicolon, okay, and assign it to a variable const title equals, okay. Now copy this line and paste it. So how many fields we have? 1 2 3 4 5, okay. So first is title, then you have book author, then you have contact info, so you can write here contact, then you have city, so you can get here city, okay. So it is book city, right here book city, okay. Now let us write for the thumbnail. So const thumbnail file equal document dot get element by id. So the id is book thumbnail, okay. So pass the id book thumbnail dot files 0, okay. So now what is this? See, हमारा जब input type, okay, file होता है, then it returns a, okay. So files हमारी यहाँ पे क्या है? See, when we have type equals file, okay, so it allows user to include one or more files, right, either image or document. So यहाँ पे हम लोग image को include कर रहे हैं. Now this file store that file data in a form of list, or you can say in a form of array, okay, and that is called file list, okay. So to access those files we have a property called files, okay, like this. And now there can be number of files, okay, it can be one, it can be, or it doesn't have any files. So here we are selecting only one file, okay, one by one, and to access that file index we are passing 0 here, okay, like this. So this will access the 0th index file, okay. And now here we can see that we are using DOM event, right. Here add event listener is working for a button click, okay. So what are DOM events? So DOM events are the action which occur in the browser and which are detected by the JavaScript, okay, or you can say they are response by the JavaScript. So when the upload button is clicked, the function inside the event listener execute, okay. It takes the values of all the fields, okay, and then I have a condition. Now let us see what if title and author and contact and city and thumbnail, okay, thumbnail file. So if they are true, then we call the add book function. So add book, and we pass title, author, contact, city and thumbnail file to add book function, okay. So अगर इनमें values आई होंगी तो ये true होगा, and inside it we call the add book function, and last में semicolon, okay. The values are true, then call this add book function. And now here write a comment, clear the input fields, okay. And after this what we are doing, we are clearing these input field once we have added the all these fields, okay. So simple document dot get element by id book title, so book title, okay, dot value equals blank, or you can say empty, okay. So copy paste this, all right, and change. So the second one is book author, then is your contact info, then is your book city, and then is your book thumbnail. So we will clear these fields once they are filled with the data, okay. Also, so we are using if else. Suppose someone didn't fill the required data, then we can provide alert statement, please fill the required field, okay. So this is our function to handle the upload button click. And here we have a simple logic of if else statement where we are checking whether the fields are true or not in this if condition. If it is true, then we call the add book function and pass the fields as a parameter. Okay, then we are clearing all the fields, and if someone didn't fill the required field, then we are giving them a message of alert statement. Okay, now we have our last function of this project, and that is function to handle city search. Okay, so let us see what it is. All right, so let us see how we write the function for city search. So we go to our index.html file, and this is our code diff for city search. So can you guess how we are going to do it? See, the basic idea is to get the ID of input field, okay, which is city search bar, right? And we know how to get it. We get it by element by ID. Okay, so let us write our first line, and here I'm not going to give you any task. Okay, I'm doing it, and you just understand and try to code with me. So document dot get element by ID, okay, city search bar. Now the second thing which should come in your mind is what next we should do. So we have studied about event listener, right? So ऐसा ही कुछ लॉजिक हम लोग यहाँ पे यूज करेंगे. सो हमारी जो सर्च बार फील्ड है, ओके, उसमें जैसे ही यूजर कुछ टाइप करे और वी कैन से इनपुट करे, सो वी हैव टू ऐड event listener on that type. Okay, so dot add event listener on input type. Okay, now we know that in event listener we have two parameters, type and function. So the next field I'm passing here is arrow function. Okay, and this arrow function is anonymous arrow function. Okay, so what are anonymous arrow function? Functions without name. Okay, so it has no name and it will execute whenever input field में कोई भी input event occur होगा. Okay, so this will trigger this arrow function every time. Okay, so arrow function के अंदर हम लोग क्या करेंगे? document dot get element by ID city search bar. Okay, इसमें जो भी वैल्यू आ रही है उसको हम लोग लोअर केस में चेंज कर रहे हैं. ओके, सो डॉट टू लोअर केस एंड वी विल असाइन दिस वैल्यू टू ए वेरिएबल कॉन्स्ट सर्च सिटी. ओके, सो इसको न्यू लाइन पे कर देते हैं. ओके, सो यू कैन सी इट नाउ. व्हाई आई हैव डन इन लोअर केस? सी, people can enter values of city in either small letter or capital letters. Okay, and so to make search easy, I'm using this to lower case so that it become case insensitive. Okay, so whatever value people enter, it will not affect the search code because we have already converted it to lower case here. Okay, so you can comment here to make it case insensitive. So send it to new line. Alright, now the next thing we are going to do is use filter method on our books array. Okay, so books dot filter, and this filter method takes a callback function. Okay, so now see what we are doing is here books is an array. Okay, so it will have some data also and we are applying filter on that data. Okay, so now listen carefully. What I am saying is each book data in the books, okay, each book data in the book array, I am checking if book dot city lowercase is included in the search city or not. Okay, so again listen it. I am using filter method and filter method takes parameters. The first one is function. Okay, and this is a callback function. So हमने केवल एक पैरामीटर यूज किया है. Mainly it takes 3 parameters. Okay, so we are using only one parameter, that is a callback function. Next, what I am doing here is in the books array, each book element, okay, one by one I am selecting each book element, and in the each book element I am checking if the lowercase, okay, version of book.city is included in the search city or not. Okay, सो अगर सर्च फील्ड में किसी ने दिल्ली कैपिटल लेटर्स में लिखा है, सो इट विल चेंज इनटू लोअर केस, ओके। एंड हमारा जो बुक्स एरे है उसके अंदर ऑलरेडी पहले से डेटा होगा, सो वहाँ से हमने सिटी को लोअर केस में चेंज किया और सर्च सिटी से मैच किया। सो अगर दोनों लोअर केस मैच हो रहे हैं, देन we are going to call the display books function, okay, and we will pass here a variable filtered books, okay, and this filtered book is coming from our this line. So const filter books, okay, semicolon in the last, so we can send it to the next line so that we can see it, okay. So this was function to handle city search. So what we did here is, first we get the element by id city search bar, then we have added the event listener on the input type, okay, and we pass the callback function. In the callback function, what we are doing is we are changing value to lowercase, okay. सर्च बार में जो भी एंट्री आएगी लाइक दिल्ली, मुंबई, कोलकाता, सो वो सब लोअर केस में चेंज हो जाएगी एंड we are getting that value in this variable search city, okay. Then we have used a filter method of array. Here books is our array which we have declared earlier, this books array, okay. So books array पे हम लोगों ने filter method का यूज किया। filter method कैसे वर्क करता है? It takes 3 parameters, so हमने केवल एक पैरामीटर पास किया है, that is function. So this function is arrow function, okay, and what this function is doing is books array में जो भी book element का डेटा है we are taking it one by one, and उस book data में से we are taking the city, changing it to lower case, okay. So we are searching if book.city to lower case includes our search city data, then we assign that data to filtered books variable, and finally we pass that data to display books function, okay. So this will show the list of books by city. Alright guys, so let us run the project now. So index.html, open with live server, okay. Well, there is our UI, and now let us fill the details and see how it's working. So the first one is book title, so computer, then book author E Lakshina, then is your contact info, so some dummy number 9711223300, then is your city Delhi. Now let us select the image for computer science, okay, open it and click on the upload book. So till now it's working good, our field is also clear when we click the upload book, right? And there is some problem guys, we have some errors, okay, we can't see the image, and in contact we have Delhi, so we have mismatch details also. In city you can see object file which is from the browse field, I think so. So let's check in developer mode. So in console tab we can't see any red notification, okay. So let us fill some new details. So physics, then in author NCERT, then your contact info, okay. Then we have city Pune, browse the physics thumbnail cover, click on upload, and here we have some error. Now we are getting 404 not found, and we have passed this contact number and it is not getting this contact number, okay. We can check this on network also, so you can see status 404, and if we click on this script.js you can see the stack trace of all the functions which are being stacked during the runtime of this web page, okay. Alright, so now let us see in our debugger, okay. So open script.js and we can see that on click of the button we are displaying these book details, okay. So let add a breakpoint on the click of button. So on line number 43 I have added a breakpoint, and let's fill another detail. So maths, book author NCERT, okay, then contact info, then city, suppose Kolkata, and then browse the thumbnail pic and click on upload. So step in one by one and see here title is maths, author is NCERT, right? Then step in and you will see contact, then on line number 47 you will see city Kolkata. So from the form we are getting the right input, okay, and in the file we are getting the, then in file also we are getting the file name o.jpg, okay, and then here we can see title is maths, author NCERT, contact. In if statement also we are getting the correct details, and here we are getting the mismatch detail in add book function. So title is maths, author is NCERT, thumbnail we are getting the contact number in thumbnail, okay, then in contact we are getting the city name, and in city we are getting the file name. So why this is happening is, here the parameter order is on line number 53 we have called the add book function, right, and here parameter passed is title, author, contact, city and thumbnail file in the last, right, whereas in the starting we have passed title, author, thumbnail, contact and city. So we can correct it here in the add book, or we can correct it here in the add book, okay. So let's do it here only on line number 53, okay. So let's go to VS Code, and on line number 53 let's correct it. So we have after author thumbnail file, okay, so we can check it from the top. So we have title, author, thumbnail, contact and city, and here also we have title, author, thumbnail file, contact and city. All right, also we were getting one more error in input type file field, right, we were getting file object. So that error was coming from this line number 48. See here we are using input type file for uploading the image in browser, and when we have to upload any file on browser, then we use object URL to upload that file on the browser, okay, and here we are getting the file object, but we have not converted that file object into the object URL. So let's convert it here. So const thumbnail equal thumbnail file, okay. So here what we are doing is we are using shorthand for if else using ternary operator, okay, and I have taught this in previous tutorial, so you can see there. So we use question mark, okay. So if thumbnail file has file object, okay, the condition in this, so if it's true, then we will create object URL, okay. So URL dot create object URL, and in object URL we will pass the thumbnail file object. So pass it here, thumbnail file, okay, and if we don't have any file object in thumbnail file variable, we will get empty string, okay. So like this we get the object URL for our thumbnail file. Also we have to change this here, so change it to thumbnail, okay, and here also thumbnail, okay. Now save it, and let's run the code our project. So open with live server, okay. So there we go, we have our UI, and now let's fill the data. So book title is computer, book author is Dakshina, contact info some dummy number, okay, then city, then browse the pic. So open it, now click on the upload book, boom. So we have the output which is perfect. So like this we can fill up the details now for other books, physics, NCERT, okay, some random numbers, browse the pic, upload the book, okay. So we are getting the data now, and now finally we have completed our mini project. So try to do this on your laptop, and if you get any problem then you can comment in the comment section. Also subscribe the channel, because after completing Fetch API in JavaScript we will update this project, okay, we will add some more functionality in it. So keep coding and enjoy the life. Till then, goodbye and thank you.